So, hello everyone again. So today I will finally continue with my campaign, and for that I first want to fix up some things. So for example, I don't always want to add those blockers, because adding these blockers every time would mean that if you load the game I re-add them, which might break the game. Although with with those events I will add later, this should not happen, but well, let's just fix it. And add those blockers only if it's the first start. Well, I think same goes for those things. Only add them once, not every time. And yeah, I could of course use a different editor, I guess. But I'm quite happy with Notepad++. So I'm keeping it. So let's move all objects here. So for example, adding this hut and the broken ships and those spiky spikes. This could be done every time since, well, they could never block anything, but, well, we should not. So same goes for this construction order block. Although I could put everything into this guarded code segment. I'm not doing it because I want to keep these blocks together, so now I can like close this one and won't see anything that is block related, object related. So, oh, and I made a mistake. Oh, I did not. So any compiler would now give me a warning like, well, I could remove this if and just put it into one if, but that's not what I want to do. So what happened here? I put new lines in between. Don't need them. So great. So now we have guarded this, and this will only happen on the first start, so I mean this add player res has the guard itself. So although it's a bit strange to add like on node, so this just inverts it, so yeah. It's a bit confusing, but it should work fine. So next thing is copying the event framework, which was once invented by, well, I forgot the name, I think Crazy L, who created like this event IDX stuff, which we can just use. And now I'm thinking about like creating some logic for events, so I could probably know what which event is related to what. So for example, any event that is prefixed with 3 could be some event for AI3, 4 for AI4, 5 and stuff like that. So this could allow me to find stuff later easy. So Maybe let's do it that way. So we have only 4 AIs. That's 2 AIs which have events. So let's start with event 30. Oh well, I need to first create some more framework stuff. For example, we use this function mission event, which is one of those framework functions we need. So we have no event implemented yet. So I forgot what this one is for. So let me check. I always forget how stuff is working. So we also need this one. In our on start function. So this is event initialization. Something like that. And we will just enable all events at this point. I forgot what this one is good for. I don't think I need it. Last, let me check. I'm using this one as well. Well, it's good for something, I guess, so let's just keep it. Although I really forgot what this is about. And why we need both. Maybe this could be removed, but let's just keep it for now. So we add the onSave and onLoad functions. So now onSave and onLoad could work fine. And I really hate seeing stuff like that. So now we have save and load. Yeah, it's pretty clear that the onload function is happening on load. And we also need this mission function. Which we will also put down here. Oh no, this is so I'm trying to put custom functions to the bottom and non-custom functions to the top to keep it somewhat separated. Well, I could also use like naming and stuff like that, but we now have this mission goal stuff. But we will later change this one because now the mission goal will be just the same text as we used before. So I'd still like it to do for later. But now we can finally start with our events, because we can now do the following. We can always check if oh, I forgot something here. I have to fix that one later. So I fixed this somewhere, so we need something like this, because only if the event state is more than 0, it's active. So we are putting like counts before those events again. So for example, this will be event 30. Oh no, that's wrong. So this is event 30. Let's put and between. So 31, 32, 33, 34. Well, and that's it for our AI3. So now we need to keep in mind that we also need those IDs up here. To make this one work. And now we need to call those events, because those are mission events, which are written something like this. So actually it's event 30. '31, 32, 33, 34. And those are not on load because, well, they are actually triggered here. And now the next thing is mission event. This is this function. And now we have event 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. And now we can do our actual stuff down here. Oh, and of course, we always need to keep in mind if this can happen on node. So none of those building events should occur when building. And now we just copy those events down here. So this really doesn't change so much, as you might already have guessed, but oh, and I just remembered I added another fault here again, because I always forget something. And that's enabling buildings can happen on node, but build orders shouldn't happen on node. So I change this. So only construction orders should be guarded by on node. Doesn't change much here, But, so for example, event 32. If this was on load, the event wouldn't trigger because, well, I don't need the construction order, but I need enabling the building. I don't really need it, but for example, if the AI could recover, then it could no longer build a gold mine after loading the game, after it has been enabled initially. So this is what this fixes now. That's why I will now group together all building enabling. Well, and I like having the stuff that always happens on top and stuff that is guarded below. So let's move this construction order here as well. And do the same here. Move together all of those enabling events. So now that I've seen this, I remember that my other campaign map has the same fault. Because I forgot about this one there as well. So, this is AI 3 fixed and now event bound. So AIs 4 and 5 don't really, no, 2 and 4 I think don't really do much, but I also need to add this one to an event. So let's just use like event 20 for this. Well, maybe let's use event 20 and event 40. So this is somewhat consistent. So we have event 20 and event 40. Add this game frame, which works fine. So let's put an else if here. And if event is 20, then so this should always happen even if it is on load or if it's not on load, so it doesn't really matter. And let's do the same for event 40. Oh, I see I added another bug here because I forgot to remove this line. So this should work fine now, although I find it really hard to read. But well, that's just how it is. And yeah, this can stay as it is, I think. Well, I wanted to check something. We have functions. Like game player. And I think there is something like is defeated. Well, I don't think that this is enough. Because defeating alone won't help that much, I think. Does it? Because I've just thought about this function will also run if the player has no longer a headquarter. So let's get the player, get buildings, building type, I guess it's BLD headquarters. So if it's less than 1, then return. So this function might be still called, but it's not that important, I think. So, but it won't do anything anymore. Let's make also sure that AI4 always has like 25 bots. So just to make sure. Oh, and I forgot I wanted to give like AI5 always some food. So this should work fine and look like the AI is actually producing stuff. At least as long as it has an HQ. So that's fixed. So now it's AI5. So let's start with the other events. Well, this one uses quite some events. So we go up to 64. So we might do something like this. Why not? So we can actually see which events should be grouped together. Although this might look a bit strange, but well, hey. Yeah, well, let's make it look a bit better. So now you can see which events are grouped at least somewhat together. And now let's do the same again. So let's just like put it that way, copy 50, 51, 2, and now you possibly understand why I said I shouldn't be scripting AIs that much, because it's just lots of work. But I really hope this then feels a bit more challenging. Okay, now that's done. Now I have to do the same stuff again. So it's 50, 51. I still remember that one guy who said he wanted to unit test all this stuff. I'd be really happy if he just do it. So now we are already at event 64. And now we copy all the stuff from up here. Oh, I forgot something. Now we copy all the stuff from up here down here. Well. And the only reason I'm doing this is because this actually allows me to save and load correctly. At least I hope so. But, well. I mean, probably most of you guys don't remember times or don't even know times when you could actually not save in multiplayer stuff. And back in those days, or where you had like really limited save and load functionality. So for example, I still remember like Dungeon Siege, and this was quite unique because you saved your character locally, because well, you didn't even have that much stuff to carry around. So your character was saved locally, but you only had your character saved, so you could actually play it in another save game as well, and continue alone or with different players or stuff like that, which, well, is a bit cool, I think. Maybe not, I'm not so sure if I'd ever do that stuff, because why should I continue playing with someone else and then jump back? But, well, anyway, if you joined your mate on the next day or whatever, after some time again, then you loaded your character, so you got all your stuff, which is pretty cool. But there were only like several spawn points. So, for example, if you two were grinding through a cave, and well, he might be level, I forgot really which level they were, so like level 7, maybe he was level 7, and you were level 6, he could actually spawn somewhere else than you could, so you couldn't continue where you stopped. But you had to walk the same path again and reunite at some point, or your mate also starts at an earlier point of the game. So having an actually working save and load stuff is pretty cool, but it's not been that long around. So why did I disable barracks here? Well, okay. Anyway, disabling should work as enabling. So with auto guard. So let's put disabling and enabling into the same function. So we're disabling the barracks quite often. So all this stuff is no longer connected. That should still work fine. And now let's add those guards again. So whenever we add in construction order, put a guard around it. I think it makes sense that after loading and actually triggering an event, the AI is no longer forced to do the same again, but can actually react to stuff happening, which by keeping this one scripted wouldn't work. There's also something I never tried. You could also use a dummy AI and script it, but I think it won't connect roads, so sadly that won't work. Also, an AI won't attack a dummy AI, because, well, they are just dummies. But for quite much scripted passive AI, this could work. If it built road, but I never tried it. Well, I'm not so sure if all the stuff here is working as it should, to be honest. I think there's a fair chance that everything will just, like, break. But I'm keeping it this way anyway. And hope nobody ever encounters this. So I'm a bit confused why I didn't enable all military buildings down here. Oh, I remember, because I never disabled the watchtower. And I don't care if the barracks is ever re-enabled. Because I only needed one spot again, I guess. Yeah, so this should work fine. Oh, am I missing an end? I'm a bit confused. Oh no. No, what's happened? Oh, I used too much spacing. Okay, so I guess there are some editors which could correctly format this code. But I'm too lazy to find like a Lua editor. Or could probably use Visual Studio Code. Probably. But well. I'm somewhat used to using like Notepad++. So now that our code is finally correctly formatted, the next step is add-ons. What did I write? I wrote events and add-ons. So now we need to find the add-on enum, which is... I forgot. Because we have the functions. I said add-on. So we need to open the add-on consts. And these are all add-ons we have. And there are some add-ons I won't be able to change and some I don't. So let's just put... Damn, what's that? I don't need you. Well, whatever this strange editor there is, it's really annoying. So now we sadly need to copy all these add-on identifiers. Put them there. didn't work. Damn, why is copy pasting not working? So now that's all add-ons, and now we can do the following. Put in set add-on, and now I need to reread how set add-on works. Yeah, well, now I need to take a look at the add-on settings. So let's go into add-ons, options, and why is the AI debug window? Oh, it's one. Now they are sadly not ordered the same. So this is catapults. This needs to be fixed. Same goes for inexhaustible mines, I think. Need to find them. They are by I. So true, fixed. Refund materials. This should be, well, hopefully refund. Materials, no refund. So on this one we select the first index, so it's 0, and it's fixed. Oh damn, I copied multiple times exhaustible water. So something went wrong again. Refund on emergency, manual vote enlargement. So exhaustible water. Oh, where's my client? Oh, that's not the client. You are the client. So we have an exhaustible, what's it called? Exhaustible? Exhaustible water, inexhaustible. So we use 0, but this can be changed because I don't really care for it, because you could play with exhaustible water, but this would just make the game a bit harder, so no need to. Refund materials on emergency. So let's see. So this is just true or false. So it's false. But I think on emergency it'd be okay for me to enable it. So that's okay. Manual vote enlargement. Well, it's the same. Let's just default it to disabled. But you can change it. Catapult graphics. What do we call them? Nation specific. Well, we should enable it. But if someone dislikes it, you can change it. I really don't care for it. So metal. What's the name for this one? Metalworks. Is it called Toolsmith maybe? No, tool. It's tool ordering. Huh. Huh. What's the name for it? Change Metalworks behavior on 0. So we keep it as it is. Or we set it basically to settlers 2. So demolition prohibition. So we enable active if attacked. But this is fixed. Char burner is disabled. Fixed. You should not use it. Trade is disabled. Fixed. Change gold deposits. Well, no change. So 0 fixed. Max waterway length. No, I have to find it again. Whew. What's happening here? What's it called? Set maximum. So it's 1, I guess. And fixed as well. Damn, I forgot another add-on. Custom build sequence. Which is here. And this should be this one. So is there a length? Yeah, it is. Okay. Alright, back. So custom build sequence. Let's hope it's C. Damn, it's not C. Oh, it's this. So it's disabled by default, but you can change it. So I really thought about statistics visibility. It adds somewhat a thrill if you don't play with the visibility for statistics. So not everybody can see any statistic value. So, but I have to find it. Yeah, and I have to find what it's called. Oh, change visibility. So I will set it to allies. And you can't change it. So defender behavior should be... well, what's that one called? I think it's change. Defender. And we will use... reduce reoccupying troops, so like 2. But although I dislike it, you can change it. So AI debug window, you should not change it. No coins by default. It's disabled, but you can change it. Adjust military strength. It's medium, which is 1, but it's okay for me to change it, to be honest, because it could make the game harder or easier. I'm not sure which setting would make the game harder and which setting would make the game easier. So, well, but I will also tell the players. So tool ordering is disabled by default. But you can change it, it's okay. Same goes for military aid, but you can change it. Inexhaustible granite mines, well, we can enable them. But it doesn't change much. And it's also fixed. Max rank is general. So it's 0. And actually you can change it. This could break this game a bit, but well. If someone decides to. So enemy harbors don't block. So we use 0 again, but it's fixed. Inexhaustible fish is false, and that's fixed. So what else do we have? We have trees. I think it's called trees spawn more animals or something like that. Spawn. Oh, didn't I see it somewhere? If someone sees it, just shout stop. Where's that add-on? Ah, more trees spawn animals. So we use default here. And well, let's put it to C because you can change it, but I don't think you should. I don't think you should. So burn duration. So what's that one called again? It's really hard to find those since they are not in the same order. Maybe I need to make like a basic script that just has the add-ons in correct order. And maybe list all options. So I forgot what I was searching for. Burn duration. Okay, so it's military, I guess. So where can I find it? Well, it's probably not. Maybe other? No? Gameplay? Ah, saturation fires burn. So we use default 0. So, but well, whatever. If you want to change it, change it. So improve the lines. Well, we disabled it. And you should not change it. Battlefield promotion is disabled. You shall not change it. This one is enabled. You shall not change it. Military control. What is it called? Is it called military control? None. Well, let's set it to 0, but if someone wants to change it, do whatever you want. I don't care. So I'm normally playing with fast ships, but I think most people should play with normal speed. Also don't think that on this map this should change much, but well, it could increase game speed. So players should feel free to like play around with it. Same goes for military hit points, which should be at oh, it's enable disable. So let's disable it, but you can change it. Num scouts, well, we set the maximum. There's a reason for this. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's option 4. And that's actually fixed. So there's some frontier distance, should always be enabled. And I don't want people to change it. Coins captured buildings. What's that add-on called? I think keep setting of captured buildings, something like that. Captured buildings. It's coins on captured buildings. Keep settings. So default is 0, but well, you can change it, why not? Demolish buildings without resources, I'd never play with it, but you can change it. Peaceful mode. Well, no. And that one should be fixed. And doable geologist science. Well, what are they called? So we use duration 0. You can change it, I don't care. So well, I neither care for this setting, so let's just set it to unlimited and put a fixed label on it. And auto flags, I don't know. I can't even see it. So what's that called? Is it gameplay? Nope. Automatic flag placement, well, false, but well, whoever likes to use this one, just changes as you like. I don't care. So now that I've set all my changeable add-ons, now we need to use another function, which is called... I forgot it. I think it's something like get. No, load. Add-on? Oh, I think it's an event, isn't it? So it's here. Oh yeah, it's get a lot changes. No, get a lot add-ons. So I think I use this one here so I can just copy it for myself, hopefully. So we got a lot of sets. Get a lot changes, so that's great. So I can copy this one over here. And now any add-on that has an F is removed and any add-on that has a C can stay. So F, 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 F. Well, you can, as I see, you can change quite some add-ons. Oh. Oh, was it F? No, it's C. Remove Fs. Keep C's. Alright. So let's remove these markers. So Now I have to remove these lines. But I should not remove these commas, I guess. Because it's still hash table. I think it's hash table in Lua. So this should work fine now. Now we should be allowed to change at least some add-ons. We shouldn't have a map preview anymore. And we should have events. Okay, so now I also wanted to change something else, like, well, what has it been? I forgot again. Damn, I forgot what I wanted to change. What has it been? I was thinking about... What was I thinking about? Oh, I wanted to change some of these settings. So, where's that one from? I think somewhere here. So we want to set start whereas, because I somewhat dislike that the where statistic goes that much up and then down. So when starting with very low, this should only go up a bit, which should look a bit more natural, I think. So locked teams is false, should be true. Team view should be true, and now we will also say general, well, maybe. Swapping is true, well, we should not enable AI teams. You cannot change AI nation, you cannot change AI color, you cannot change your own team. Well, swapping is enabled. I don't know what player state is good for. But you should not... Oh, I've got the same setting 2 times. Doesn't look correct. So I saw something with add-on sum. Yeah, because I need this one. So it should look like this, I think. Huh. So now we should be able to set less stuff. Well, if the script is still loading, because, well, I changed quite a lot. And, well, I make mistakes quite often. And I did a mistake. So let's have a look at the script. And I did what? So set add-on line 80. What? In function line 80. Oh. Oh no, I forgot something. I need to prefix this with add-on. So that's why I, in the first place, copied all these in one file. Because, well, you have to prefix them. For reasons. So... yeah, well, sadly I can't change... Why are you still allowed to do this? Huh. I don't get it. Why are you allowed to do this? Because player state? Why is this allowed? Oh, that's player state. So swapping is still allowed. So I sadly can't allow the player to change the game speed, I think. And at the same time not breaking everything. Well, so currently I can change this lock team. So let's just let me try something. So maybe if I put it here and set it to false, let's see if I can still change these start pairs or not. Yeah, well, I can certainly still change them. So I need to do some trick. Well, it's not really a trick, but oh, well, let's have a look at the add-on setting. Ah, yeah. As you can see, you can change quite some add-on settings, but not all. So some are disabled because I need a specific setting, and some are not disabled because, well, you can change them as you like. But I need to make sure that the players only change the game speed and don't change anything else. So this is something we should still add, I think. So on settings ready. On settings ready, when some player manipulations are possible. So on settings ready, oh yeah, that's for this function. We can do the following. There is a function that's just called like message. No, not post message. Not log. Well, it's message box. So name without extension. Well, it looks like we can use IO here. So let's just try it. So on settings ready, we want to show the host some title message. So let's just put some placeholders here. So since IO is loaded, let's use the file IO. And let's find what's in that IO folder. Maybe there's something to really tell the player, hey, don't change anything. So let's see, here the IO is. So, well, maybe this one, 27, looks pretty neat. Yeah, well, maybe this one. Well, let's try 27 first. So let's put in 27 here. And I really forgot what those IDX should be or should have been. So since it's 20, well, I will just put the offset into here. Maybe this works, maybe this is looking pretty ugly. Well, let's check it. So this should now show like a message box. Let's see. Oh well. Well, it's a message. And there this little guy is, so it's somewhat working. But he's really small, isn't he? So did my offset even work remotely? Because it looks like I've just offsetted it into the wrong direction, so let's use 0, 0. Oh, now he's outside the box. Well, thinking outside the box. Well, let's see if there's another meaningful icon I could use. Oh well, maybe the settings icon. Or maybe this one, 197. So it's 197, and well, it's at least 15 offsetted, and well, let's maybe put like 16 and 16. Well, it's not perfect. So maybe like, why should maybe like 24? Yeah, well, this is looking great. So let's put like host message title, and that should be important, no, like information on settings, maybe something like that. Texts are still subjected to change, so host message text, so like, please note, do not change any game options except the game speed. You can change some add-on settings. This might, well, increase or decrease the overall difficulty. Basic, oh no. Any testing has been done with given add-on settings. So this should suffice for the player, I think. So now I can use this message, and yeah, I'm really lazy. I'm now copying this one. Well, it's a bit much, but don't care. Put it here. Put it there. Oh. So, and now this should be like a nice looking message box. Yeah, well, it's not perfect, is it? Maybe at like 16 or maybe 8. But I think the host at least will read it. Yeah, well, I like it. So great, and you can't start anymore. So now there's something else I need to validate, because I want to enable player swapping. Because I want players to be able to say like, well, I might be the host, but I want to play at player 2's spot, or, well, yeah, well, that's the main intention, so players can actually swap. But this would also enable players to swap with AIs. So I need to validate that somehow. And yeah, so there is a function called on. Oh, where's it gone? Oh yeah, it's called on player ready, I think. So called when a player presses ready for the host player. This means the game is starting or host tries to. So I need to somehow validate the state. Yeah, well, let's use this function first and check what we can check. So we use a function on play ready and on player. So if the first player is ready, well, then we will do stuff like, well, I already forgot how I did this. I did some. Well, let's go on Git. Have a look at my own script. I think I've got a for loop here. Oh, isn't this one wrong? I think it should be -1, shouldn't it? Did I fix it somewhere else? Yeah, here I did. Yeah, it should be -1. Well, anyway, let's use this function to validate my players, which is a bit bad for my testing now, but anyway. So we have a player ID. Well, we can start with player 1, because, well, we actually know that. Oh, well, we don't know it. Oh, that's a bit strange. What happens? Now I'm a bit confused. So we do an RTTR log, and we'll just write our stuff here. So because I'm a bit confused. Oh. I'm a bit confused because what happens if we swap players? Am I still player IDX0? Never thought about that. So let's hit start. Oh. It just starts. No countdown, no nothing. So we get an on player ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, what happened? Okay, I don't get why so many players get ready. Oh, is this an error? I'm confused. So, huh? I'm confused. Shouldn't I get like at least 1-0 here? Oh, let's test this one in multiplayer. Since this one is a multiplayer map anyway. So, this should tell me the game can't start. And, oh, I get 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. So this event is triggered. So this means switching to that spot should still give me 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. Okay. So this should still give me 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. Oh, I didn't get it a second time, did I? Well, let's go back. Create game. Start. Own. Terrain fight. Switch here. Start game. Start game. Oh, so now it's player 1. So player IDX must not be the host. Because if I switch now to this spot, this should be like 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's pretty bad. Well, let's check what's happening. Maybe on player joint is also triggered when switching spots. So, because otherwise I won't be able to catch this fault. No, not this one. So we get an on-player joint for all AIs. And now if I switch, I sadly don't get a player joint. So I can't really change this one. So, what else can I do? Well, I could use the onStart function. Let's use this one. And let's validate those players. So we don't need this if player IDX. So we get the player. So, do I need to check if an AI player is defeated as well? Phew, now I'm confused. So, for player 1 and 2 we need to check the following. If player ID 1 no 0 or player ID is 1, and object player, so now I can check like player base. We can use this one, and is AI. So now we have an error. Then error players AI, and else if. So that means the player who should be a human is an AI. So, well, we don't need this checker I'm writing now, but it should look better. So if the player ID is more than 0 and the player is a human, hey, jokey PL, the error should be AI. So now we can add like no, that should be outside, shouldn't it? So local is human is AI, local AI is human. So that's false. That's false. So our human is AI. This becomes true. AI is human. This becomes true. Well, whatever. Well, I'm not so happy with this one. I'm not so sure about defeated players. Because they could be closed, can't they? In multiplayer. I really don't know anymore. So let's try it out. Create game, spike, own map. Well, let's just take some map, like 4 islands. So they are open. I'm saying that player 3 is a dummy. So let's switch to it and just surrender. Oh well, I should have surrendered with burning my buildings. Well, maybe I'm just doing this with my main player. So we lost all buildings, and now we save this game. Save, and now we go back to multiplayer and load this game. Okay, so it's still dummy and I'm still myself, although I'm defeated. So this should work fine. So I don't need to check if a player is defeated or not. So if you have an error, so that means either this happens or this happens. And then we will display a message. So now we can make this a bit larger. So error human AI. You said either player 1 or 2 to an AI. They must be human. Error AI human. You said either player 1, no, 3, 4, 5 or 6 to a human. They must be an AI. So let's create a message. Local error message. It's an empty string in the beginning. If human is AI, then error message is error message ... and let's take the error message, which should be error human AI, and if human AI is human, then if error message equals an empty string, we can just override it. Else need to add like spacing. Between those. And now we will just go through all AIs again. And if a player is human, we will just do the following. We can do like defeat player. Oh no, it's surrender, I think. We can just force all players now to surrender. Not regarding whatever they did. So now they should be. Alright, I still need to display the error message. So I'm using the error message box again. Because, well, I don't need those functions because they don't do what I'd like them to. And we are using the message box X again for our error message. We are in the error case, so we have an error message anyway. So let's put it there. And error setup wrong. So wrong player setup. We use this as a title. We display it. Now let's search for a nice icon. I think there's one like this one, 75. 75. And the offset is 1515. So let's put 1515. And now this should force all players to surrender, or human players to surrender, if the setup is wrong. So, well, let's test this one out, if this is really working as I expected to. So, let's join here. Oh, it failed to load. What did I do wrong? 166, I forgot it then. Where is 166? Oh, else if. Yeah, let's put this in. That's correct. So, direct IP, create game, own. So, damn, still an error. 179. Oh, yeah, that's correct. There's also a then missing. I really dislike this language with all those thens. So let's use own. So now this works fine. Great. And now I just have to start the game again. No, that's the editor. That's not the game. So, multiplayer, direct IP, join game. Use my own. Oh, that's 10 too much. So I should connect. So this one should just start fine. I should encounter no problems. Everything should run fine. I should be happy. Nothing will happen. Correct? Yeah, well, that started correctly. But I forgot to set up teams for the players. Well. Okay. Anyway, so this one works. So now let's create another multiplayer game. Where's multiplayer? Direct IP, create game. So this makes testing much harder. So I probably have to switch back later and disable all those validations. But I really need this because, well, if players can break something, they will do it. And if you don't tell them they broke something, well, they won't care. So now switch here. So I should get an error because on one hand, player 2 is player 1 is an AI, which should not happen, and I'm at an AI spot, which also shouldn't happen. So this should display an error and defeat us. So let's see if this is working, or if it's just crashing right away. Oh, let's hope. Fingers crossed. Oh yeah. So, but I didn't defeat the player. Well, I did. Oh, right, I forgot to put a true in here. So this now burns all buildings. So, but it's actually working. Great. As you can see, I can't do anything anymore. I'm defeated. So this is working great. Wow. So now I can validate players and make sure that players use the correct setup and don't break my scripts. And as you can see, that's quite a lot of work to just make sure players don't mess around and can actually do it. So what was I thinking about? I wanted to validate. Oh no, I wanted to set like teams. I want to set teams. So I want to set like so you will still be able to like break stuff, but it should be a lot harder. So how did that team stuff work? No, not team. Team. Get team. Player base get team. Yeah, well. Well, maybe we have also to validate the team. To do validate team. I'm not so sure if I have to check. Because I still think that if you switch players, join and do stuff like that, then lots of funny things will happen. Settings mode only, so great. So we will do a set team. Which we can do here for, well, let's just try something. If we can just set up teams, although no players joined yet. So set up teams, need to find out which teams we have. Well, set team. Set team. Team TM2, well, whatever. Let's use Team TM1. Should be the correct enum. I think we have a constant somewhere. Ah, here it is. Team random, team 1. So let's see if this works and we set both players to team 1. No, not internet lobby, create game. So quite lots. I could just tell the players which settings they should set. But as you know, players often don't do what you'd like them to. So I'm trying to set. Oh, great! This works. Wow. Didn't expect this one, to be honest. So I don't need to put the AIs into one team, and I actually at least don't want to put like player 6 and player 5, I think, in one team, because that would mean that those fortresses here, together with those buildings, would be able to scout over here, which I really don't want to. So this is actually looking great so far. Pretty happy. Oh, it's pretty funny. As you can see, player 1 has no preview, player 2 has preview. Oh, why do I have such a high ping? Well, I need to make a screenshot, because I want to report this bug. So this means I can't use the map preview blocker. So now I should be able to switch those two players. So yeah, this means yeah, great. So I don't really care for AI colors, but players do care for their colors. So let's enable the host to change AI colors. And own team is false. Why can't I change my team? Oh, it's also not working. So you can also break this game by doing this stuff. Well, let's down the count for this one. There are lots of ways to actually break the script, I think. At least if you play around with those settings and are really eager to break stuff. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Although this might be boring, I still want to like keep you updated on how the script is going and what's happening behind the scenes when creating a campaign. So the next steps is actually just adding some events for the player. So players actually get their buildings and, well, some messages, and I still need to remove those blockers. And then later the last thing will be just creating like some history, so you can actually test out like, or not test out, you have like so those help messages, those hints, hints, you can view, and I've created a quite nice looking like quest book. And yeah, so I want to recreate this in my mission as well, which is lots of work, yes, but well, should be worth the work. And then, well, just some nice text and stuff like that, and then it should work fine. Then I will find someone to just test this.